Marvel Legends is celebrating 85 years of Marvel by releasing a myriad of figures from all areas, all pathways in the Marvel Universe. We're going to start our celebration off with a review of a 2-pack, Iron Fist and Luke Cage. What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again with another action figure review. This time a 2-pack. You saw in the opening what it is. Celebrating 85 years of Marvel Legends, Iron Fist and Luke Cage 2-pack. You see the new style packaging. This packaging is basically universal now throughout Hasbro's various lines. They're all going to look similar to this, but of course there'll be some things that are indigenous, if you will, to whatever line we're talking about. In this case, this is Marvel Legends, and this is the celebrating 85 years type of logo on the front. You see what we got going on there. You see all of the accessories that come with both figures. At the top, we've got the 85 years logo. On the side here, we have some nice artwork of Luke Cage and Iron Fist there. Looking kind of dark. I'm sorry about that. I got a lot of glare going on. Turn to the back, we got some banging artwork of both parties there, looking good. As you can no doubt tell, the bios have disappeared from the packaging. And here's the clamshell with the figures out, and you could see the accessories on the Iron Fist side, which would be our left as we're looking at it. We've got an additional head sculpt. If you recall, he had a stoic portrait on the body, and here we've got an exertion, an expression, angry, or you know what I'm saying, showing some effort or whatever. And then on either side of Iron Fist, you see he's getting the lion's share of the accessories. He's got 3 additional pair of hands to go along with the 2 that he came in packaging with, and 2 flaming effects that we've seen before that's supposed to be used to kind of sort of display him utilizing the Iron Fist. I'm not feeling too cool about the flaming effects. It would have been better served if a pair of these 3 sets that we have were like transparent yellow or something like that. That I think would better demonstrate his power set. As far as Cage is concerned, on our right, we see we've got an additional head sculpt also exhibiting some effort and a pair of fists, or rather I should say 1 fist, because he came out of packaging with his left fist. So that's his right fist, and a left gripping hand. Here we have our team, Heroes for Hire, if you didn't know. Got Iron Fist on our left, got Luke Cage on our right. As far as Iron Fist is concerned, we've been wanting this costume, this version of Iron Fist from Hasbro for a minute now. We've gotten a few figures, a few different versions of Iron Fist from Hasbro, but never this classic one. And if they wanted to, they could still release another one. If you look at the chest area, you see how the his tunic, his gi, whatever you want to call it, is going down his down his torso, and his entire chest, his entire torso is exposed. He's also been shown where it's been closed up, and just, you know, his chest has been exposed. But this is cool right here. You know, he's got he's got the crazy flyaway 70s collar, the short pants, and the sweet little booties. I call them that because when he first first teamed up with Ben Grimm, the Thing, back in the 70s in Marvel 2-in-1. That's what Ben referred to them as. So that still resonates in my head when I look at Iron Fist with his little anklet socks there, his little slides on, so that way his ankles can show when he's wearing some footwear. You know what I'm saying? Then on our right we have got Carl Lucas, birth name Carl Lucas. That's his given name. Name he goes by is Luke Cage, and we've gotten a couple iterations of Luke Cage in a yellow top and the jeans. One time was for a SDCC exclusive, that is San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, and a Thunderbolts 5-pack. And that was based off of, if I'm not mistaken, the Hyperion body mold. And then we received him again in the Defenders pack, which is also an exclusive from Amazon. And it was just basically a reissue of the Thunderbolts version, only there was some retooling done on the arms. And once again on that Hyperion buck, which we really did not, most people were not into that. The proportions on that Hyperion buck are just all over the place. Anyhow, we got Luke this go round. He's looking very, very nice. And we will go over what he looks like. He's got his size, which is cool. He's supposed to be bigger than Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist. He could probably stand to be just a little bit bigger, possibly. He is 6'6". That puts him, the people that are in his height class. He's a little, and I'm talking about the comic version, not the action figures, of course. I'm just, I'm the Marvel encyclopedia, so that's what you get from me. He's 6'6". The people he measures up against will be Hercules at 6'5", even though he's always drawn oversized. Thor is 6'6". Iron Man in armor is 6'6", and he's almost never drawn at a 6'6" size. So, yeah. And Legends are going to be all over the place. This is cool. And I even think, and we'll see later when I compare them, the sizes of his other versions that we've gotten are basically all over the place too. But we have this version now, so it's pretty cool. And we will check them out individually. So what I'm going to do is move Luke out of the way and center stage Danny, aka Iron Fist, and we're going to check him out. Already I could tell you he's on the Renew Your Vows buck, which is, that's what he needs to be. So he's basically more or less super articulate. I think there's some modifications or some retooling or however you want to call it, but for the most part, the articulation is there. Like I said before, we've got the costume green and yellow. We've got the his dragon tattoo, and I could tell you now, looking at mine, it's looking pretty good. So the paint apps are decent when it comes to that. I don't have any. There's no splotchiness or anything like that. It looks pretty good. The head sculpt is nice, so that is also pretty cool. And what we have with this guy, this is his stoic head sculpt, so that means that this is great for those that like to vanilla pose their figures, or just have him looking, solemn and somber and, and patient. He is a martial artist, so he shouldn't be overreacting to anything. And when you look at his face, you can see that he still looks like he means business, though. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's smiling or, grinning or anything like that. It's a neutral head sculpt, and that's pretty cool. As I showed before in the clamshell with his accessories, he's got a head sculpt with expression, and we'll see what that looks like on him, just a little bit later. But right now, yeah, Danny's looking very, very nice. This is the for the most part, Renew Your Vows body sculpt, so we know we get lots of goodness with articulation there. Got the head, which is on a dumbbell, so he looks up slightly, decent enough, and he looks down that far. You get some nice left-right rotation, head tilt, and of course he's going to rotate 360 around. He can get his shoulders out that far. Cool. And he's got the butterfly joints, and this is pretty cool right here. Look how far back he can get it. That is crazy. I love that. And as far as going forward, the clasp, whatever you want to call it, the clap, he can get it pretty close in there. So you should get some decent poses going across. He's of course got the bicep swivel and the double jointed pinless elbows. On the hands that he came out of packaging in, he's got a chop hand or a salute hand or a running hand, whatever you want to call it. In this case, because it's Iron Fist, it's a chop hand. And it rotates, and the articulation is horizontal, and that's on both sides. He's got his diaphragm allows him to, let's see how he can do this by itself. He can go forward that far, not that much, and go back that far, not that much, but he has an inverted crunch. So he can get you down that far when you incorporate all of that together, and back that far, back breaker all together. And of course with that diaphragm, he can left, right it, and rotate. Here's where I have some issues. Hips. They don't drop down, and he only can do the splits that far. He needs to be able to Van Damme it. You know what I'm saying? Being a martial artist, he can kick forward that far. He can go back that far. He's got the thigh cut, and of course the double jointed pinless knees. Mine's is kind of tight, but I can still get it, as you can see there. He's got a calf cuff right where the pant leg meets the bare calf. He can point his toe that far forward, that far up. He's got the rotation, toe articulation, and of course he's got holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. And that is our boy right there, Danny Rand, aka Iron Fist, bringing Luke into the picture. Also looking pretty good there. Got that nice head sculpt, and up close you could see how nice that looks. This is of course his stoic, his neutral. He also comes with an exertion, expression head sculpt. I'm glad that's my campaign these days. I think all Marvel Legends should come with two head sculpts. One, neutral like this, and then one with an expression, exertion. I'll even accept a grin if it's appropriate to the character, like Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But I digress. No need to politic now. I'll politic next week. As of the recording of this review, next week is Comic-Con. I'll do my politicking to the Hasbro team when I'm over there. Anyway, you see it's very nice what we got going on here. They did a great job in Hasbro with his mustache and chin beard connect, looking pretty good. And you'll see what the exertion, the expression head sculpt looks like on him momentarily. as far as the rest of him is concerned, he's got that yellow shirt, and I'm sure that we'll get some re-releases on him with a black shirt. You know what I'm saying? He's been drawn wearing a black T-shirt as well as the yellow, but the blue and yellow are the Luke Cage iconic color scheme. He's always wearing that. They've even clowned him in some books where he's had boxes of yellow shirts. You know what I'm saying? As soon as, because he's always getting them torn up. His skin is unbreakable. His shirts aren't. When you go down, he's got the pants. Of course, they did on his belt. He's got Cage as his belt buckle, which is cool that he's got that going on. When you turn him to the back, he's got the rear pockets. It's looking pretty cool. He's of course got the shoes in black. As far as his articulation is concerned, I'm still trying to figure out what body mold that is. I was leaning towards Hercules, and I don't think, for some reason I don't think it is. For one, Hercules doesn't have butterfly joints, but that could be a modification for all I know. Anyway, this is a good buck right now. This is great for, I can envision other characters around Cage's size, like Doc Samson. Doc Samson is the same height as Cage and more or less the same proportions. I think that would be cool. Anyway, looking at the articulation, head is on a dumbbell, so he could look up that far. If there's one thing that Hasbro's got to improve on with their dumbbell joint system is how to get their figures to get more range when they're looking up. Looking down, you can look down that far, which is probably good enough. And of course he can tilt, and of course he can 360 it. He can T-pose it. He does have, like I said before, he's got the butterfly joints, and he can rear back pretty nicely. You see how they're cut here. That's going to impede some clasp action, as you can see, as I get his arms as close together as I possibly can clasping. So, that's all you're going to get. But that's, like I said, how the butterfly joints line up with the upper torso there. He's got the bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows. He does swivel at the wrist and horizontal. And when speaking, let me hold it right there at that hand, because he's got his knuckle dusters, as you can see right there. He came out of packaging with his left duster on. Some people refer to them as brass knuckles. You see it reads Cage. And the other hand, the right hand, has Luke on it. So, you put them together, and what do you have? We're not even going to go through all of that. I will say that it's pretty curious why he's brandishing knuckle dusters, considering he's super strong and has unbreakable skin, bulletproof skin, however you want to look at it. And they didn't include regular fists. So, that's pretty curious. I know where they got it from. He had knuckle dusters on a cover of his from an older book. An older Luke Cage title, so I know where they got it from. Anyway, continuing on, he's got an ab crunch, so he can go forward that far. He can go back that far. He's got waist swivel, splits. Check this out. He can split this far. Now that's better than Danny. That doesn't make any sense. But he's got him, so I'm happy about that. He can kick forward almost 90, go back that much. He's got the thigh cut. He's got double jointed pinless knees. Gotta love that, as always. At the toe, because he's wearing pants, as you can see, he can only really point that far forward, and the same goes for going up. Not that much going on. He does have ankle pivot, and you know what time it is with them all. Holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Here's a look at the Luke Cage figures that we've gotten in the past. Technically, they're have been five. Well, shoot, technically there have been six, and I'll explain that momentarily. But yeah, there have been five. That's because you see on our far right, that is Luke Cage from the Amazon Defenders 4-pack exclusive. That was just a retooling of the San Diego Comic-Con Thunderbolts 5-pack exclusive, and the retooling was in the armbands. He actually had a one of his wristbands were a control pad for the rest of his team. He was in charge of the Thunderbolts. That was a team comprised of villains, and he was able to control them with that pad. On our left, as we see, we've got Luke Cage, Power Man from the recent Marvel Knights wave of figures. That was the Mindless One figure, the Mindless One Build-A-Figure wave, I should say. And then on our far left is the lone Toy Biz figure in the bunch. This was our first Luke Cage ever. And you see it was based off of how he originally appeared. You see the difference with the boots there. The reason I said technically there was even another figure, back in the Toy Biz days, they would have chase variants, and there was one very, very, very ad infinitum, very rare chase variant of Luke Cage, silver, believe it or not. No, I don't have it. It's one of the few Marvel Legends I don't have. You could throw that along with Gold Ultron from Marvel Unlimited and Toy Biz Blue Wasp, which I believe only four. There are only four on the planet of those. So, yeah, the chances of me getting that was slim to, we'll call it, 0. And now it's Danny's turn with the comparisons. And you see what we got going on here. To our immediate left, we have the Toy Biz version. And you see what I was talking about with how Danny was shown, drawn both ways with the same costume, where one shirt, if you will, was clothed, but it still was low cut enough to show the dragon. And then of course our 2-pack one has got it open. To our immediate right, immediate left of our 2-pack Iron Fist, we have the this would be the Iron Fist from the Doctor Strange Dormammu wave, and you see different costume, a little bit more up to date style costume, and I believe you can see that he's got his fist up. That's what I'm talking about, how they should have probably demonstrated Iron Fist's power when he engages the Iron Fist, something yellow and transparent like you see there. And then, of course, on the opposite of that, far right, that is the Iron Fist from the Defenders 2-pack, 4-pack I should say, from Amazon, another exclusive. And then we go all the way to the far left. We have from the All-Father Odin wave, we have got the Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, in his white costume. That's when he joined the Avengers. He was wearing the white costume. Something to be said about the Toy Biz version. We technically have 2 of those because he also was released in a red costume version. In the comics back then, Danny had, if my memory serves me correctly, he had become possessed or taken over evil or something like that, and he ended up wearing a red costume, and his Iron Fist actually burned red as well. And that was one of those chase variants that I spoke of before when I was talking about Cage. The same thing happened with Danny as well. And now we're here taking a look at what will be our closing shot. As you can see, I've got the expressioned, the exerted head sculpts on, and this just magnifies, what I've been saying. These look really good. Imagine if I had the neutral head sculpts where they look like just drones. You know what I'm saying? This is what, if you're going to have action scenes or want your figure to show anger or some type of expression, we need these type of head sculpts. The caveat is it can't be the only head sculpt in the packaging, because when you do have it posed vanilla or in some non-action scene, it looks stupid in reverse. You know what I'm saying? So my campaign, I need y'all to get on board. I'm politicking for 2 head sculpts per figure, per character, unless of course it's unneeded. Like take the recent Count Nefaria from the Iron Man Retro Wave. If you look at any of the accounts, the comic book accounts of Count Nefaria, he usually has that maniacal look all the time. So the expression that he was given for his figure, he only needs the one. There's no real reason to even have a neutral head sculpt with the likes of a Count Nefaria. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. But for everyone else that has a somber look or a neutral look, a stoic look, and then of course when they engage in combat, they look like how our 2 guys, our Heroes for Hire here, look. If I were to take this shot with their neutral heads in the same exact pose, it would hit differently. You guys tell me in the comments below if you agree or disagree. That's what this is all for. But anyway, this looks good to me. Just on, for this scene right here, for those that are not in the know, Luke and Danny are taking on members of the Hand ninjas who, when they are unalived, they turn into dust, mist, whatever you want to call it. And the Hand has ways of bringing them back. So you can actually go all out against these guys. Anyway, about the 2-pack itself, I'm loving it. We got the Iron Fist that we've been clamoring for. And he's on the proper body. You know what I'm saying? He's on that Renew Your Vows body, the ultra articulated body, if you will. The only caveat is I think we should have gotten more range out of those hips. Other than that, he's just great. He's got a lot of hands, technically 4 pair of hands, so you can come up with all kind of combinations that you want. Luke, he only came with one set of hands, and the head sculpt that you're looking at here. So he did not get a nice even amount of accessories like Iron Fist did. But the fact that we got him on the buck that we got him on, which is great for posing and everything else. And I think, I believe this is a new buck. I was trying to figure out, I think this is a new buck. And like I said, this would be great for the likes of Doc Samson, what have you, and, characters like that. So good things to come, and we'll probably get a black t-shirted cage somewhere down the line. Hopefully, if and when we get that, we'll get ordinary fists. On that note, I did try to use the Marvel Knights Luke Cage Power Man fists. They fit, the pegs fit, but the hands are just a little bit too small. You could probably fudge it in action scenes, but, they are smaller than the knuckle duster fists that our Luke here comes with. Still, an excellent 2-pack. For me, a great opening salvo to the 85th anniversary celebration. What do you guys think? I'm loving it, and I hope that you guys, appreciate this. If you do, pick it up. And they are showing up in Targets. I can tell you that right now. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get any if you haven't pre-ordered or whatever. So think about that. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this set. We've got another 85th anniversary figure coming up behind this one. And I think the hint I'll give you is this is Marvel's 85th anniversary, but it's also this character's 50th. So it shouldn't be too hard to figure that out. Anyway, that's how it's going to get done for this particular review. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, get in the comment section below. Let me know what's going on, what you think about this figure. And let me know if you guessed who the next cat's going to be. That's how it'll get done.